Hey, glad you're here. You know, sometimes the games we remember the most aren't always the biggest, or the ones everyone talks about. They're the quiet ones. The ones that kind of drift away but still leave something with you. Today, I thought it would be nice to sit back and go through 15 forgotten games that are secretly incredible today. Games that might have slipped past you or just got lost over time, but honestly, they still have something special if you give them a chance. No rush, no big lists flying by, just a calm look at some games that deserve a little space, and maybe, just maybe, they'll find their way to you too. There's something quietly beautiful about walking through a world that feels like it's already been forgotten. Remember Me is one of those games that takes you to a place where memories can be changed, stolen, or erased, and even though the streets feel cold and controlled, there's this soft layer of detail that pulls you in, the glowing signs, the quiet corners, the small moments that make you stop and just look around. It's not really about being perfect, it's about the feeling of moving through this strange, futuristic city and slowly uncovering what's been hidden from you. The way the game lets you step into people's memories and carefully shift them is something that stays with you. Not because it's flashy, but because it feels personal, like you're carefully rewriting little pieces of someone's story. The action has a steady pace, the world feels heavy but real, and the experience leaves you thinking long after you've put the controller down. It's one of those quiet journeys that's easy to miss, but if you take the time, there's something special waiting in there. There's something quietly haunting about carrying a power you never asked for. The Darkness 2 pulls you into that feeling right away, walking through dark hallways, hearing the world around you slow down, and realizing that you're never really alone. What makes this game stand out isn't just the action or the fights, it's the strange, heavy feeling of having these shadowy creatures always with you, like they're a part of you, whether you want them there or not. The city feels gritty and closed in, but sometimes you catch these small moments that make you stop. A soft light in a quiet room, or a little detail that reminds you of what was lost along the way. The way the game lets you use both your own strength and these strange twisting powers feels different. It's smooth, but it carries weight. It's not just about moving forward, it's about slowly figuring out how to carry what you can't let go of. It's a game that stays close, not because it's loud, but because it has this quiet way of pulling you into its world, one careful step at a time. Sometimes the most unexpected journeys are the ones that really stay with you. Enslaved, Odyssey to the West is one of those games that quietly takes you by the hand and leads you through a world that's overgrown and falling apart, but still strangely beautiful. The broken buildings, the green vines climbing over everything, and the peaceful little spaces tucked between the chaos. They all come together to create something that feels alive in a calm, almost quiet way. What makes this game feel special isn't just the path you take, but the connection you slowly build along the way. Moving through the world feels steady and natural, with just the right rhythm to let you stop, look around, and take it all in. The way the game balances simple climbing, soft puzzle solving, and careful battles gives you time to breathe and space to enjoy where you are. It's not a loud or flashy story. It's more like sitting with a friend, learning to trust each other, and finding your way through something that feels bigger than you both. Sometimes a game surprises you, not because of how it plays, but because of how it makes you feel when you stop and really think about it. Spec Ops. The Line is one of those games that starts out looking familiar, but as you move through its world, something quiet settles in, like you're slowly realizing there's more beneath the surface. The dusty streets, the broken buildings, and the strange empty spaces give the city this heavy, thoughtful feeling, like it's holding on to something it can't quite let go of. The gameplay moves with a steady pace, giving you time to notice the little moments. The way the wind kicks up around you, the way the silence feels louder than the action sometimes. It's not really about rushing forward or winning quickly. It's about walking through this place step by step and noticing how things begin to shift, not just around you but inside the story, and maybe even inside yourself a little. It's the kind of game that stays with you long after you've set it down. Some games have this quiet way of pulling you in, not with loud moments, but with the strange feeling that something isn't quite right. Singularity is one of those games where the world feels just a little out of place, like time itself is slipping around you and you're just trying to keep up. Walking through abandoned halls and overgrown spaces, you notice the small signs that the past is still sitting right next to the present, almost like both are waiting for you to figure them out. The way the game lets you carefully shift and move things through time feels smooth but thoughtful, never rushed, always giving you space to look around and take it in. It's not really about going as fast as you can. It's about exploring slowly, noticing the little cracks in the world, and piecing together what's really going on. There's something about the quiet parts, the soft moments between the action, that make this game stick with you. Like you've touched something a little strange, but you kind of want to stay and see where it leads. Some games feel a little rough around the edges, but somehow that's what makes them so interesting. Alpha Protocol is one of those games that quietly invites you into a world where every choice feels like it matters, even the small ones you might not think about at first. It's not just about sneaking through missions or taking down targets. It's about the slow, careful process of deciding who you trust, how you speak to people, and which paths you want to follow. The cities you move through feel layered, with just enough detail to make you stop and think, like you're always one step away from seeing something you weren't supposed to. The way the conversations flow, the way you shape your story, and the feeling that the game is always quietly adjusting to you, that's what makes it special. It's not perfect, but there's something about that uneven charm that feels real, like you're playing through a story that's truly your own, not one that was already decided for you.
All right, you're all done. Head on back.
This is bad enough.
Maybe you'd better save yourself.
Mike, stay where you are.
Some games feel like small stories at first, but as you spend more time with them, they start to feel like places you've really been. Valkyria Chronicles II is one of those games where the quiet moments between missions matter just as much as the battles themselves. Walking through the school grounds, listening to friends talk, and slowly getting to know the people around you, it all builds this soft, personal connection that gently grows over time. The battles carry a careful rhythm where every move feels like a little puzzle you want to solve, step by step, never rushed. The world feels colorful and alive, but there's also a thoughtful feeling underneath, like the story knows how to balance lighthearted moments with the weight of what's happening around you. It's the kind of game that gives you time to explore, time to think, and time to enjoy the smaller details you might otherwise miss. The way you shape your team and see them grow along the way makes the journey feel quietly special, like you've really built something of your own.
Enemy silent!
Some games have this quiet way of making you feel like you're part of something hidden, something just under the surface. The Saboteur is one of those games that lets you move through streets that feel heavy with silence, where every corner seems to hold a secret waiting to be uncovered. There's something about walking through a world that shifts as you push forward, slowly bringing life back to places that once felt empty. The way the colors return to the world as you explore makes every small step feel meaningful, like you're gently waking up something that was lost. The game gives you time to move carefully, to plan your path, and to take in the quiet beauty of a city that feels alive even when it's at its lowest. It's not really about moving fast, it's about noticing the details, finding your own rhythm, and slowly building something that feels like your own personal journey. It's a story that lingers softly, not because it shouts for attention, but because it knows how to leave space for you to just be there.
Spoiling for a fighter. Salute that, you fucking knob jockey.
Die haben mich erwischt.
John, I could use a hand. Keep your left on.
Sometimes a game just invites you to let go and have fun in a way that feels completely its own. Bulletstorm is one of those games that surprises you with how creative it feels, like every step gives you a new way to play and a new way to look at what's around you. It's not about rushing through or following a straight path, it's about slowing down just enough to enjoy how the game encourages you to think differently, to mix things up, and to find your own style in every moment. The world is wild and colorful, full of open spaces and strange details that are easy to miss if you're not paying attention. The way you move, the way you handle each encounter, and the way the game gently pushes you to try new things all come together to create something that's playful but still steady, always letting you take your time and enjoy the ride. It's the kind of game that reminds you how much fun you can have when you stop worrying about doing things perfectly and just start trying everything. Some games stay with you, not because they're loud, but because they make you feel like you've stepped into a place you were never meant to find. Condemned. Criminal Origins has this way of pulling you into quiet, empty spaces where every sound feels sharper and every shadow feels a little heavier. It's not just about moving forward. It's about paying attention to the small creaks, the broken corners, and the way each room feels like it has its own quiet story. The game slows you down in a good way, making you explore carefully, step by step, always wondering what's waiting just around the corner. The weight of each action feels close, almost personal, like you're not just passing through, you're a part of the place now. There's something about the quiet moments, the way the world seems to hold its breath, that makes it all feel more real. It's a thoughtful, steady experience that doesn't rush you, and it's those soft, tense spaces that make the journey worth taking.
Awaiting transfer.
Some games have this way of making you feel like you've stepped into a moment where the world is just holding on, trying not to slip away. Resistance. Fall of Man is one of those games that places you right in the middle of something that feels big and heavy, but what really pulls you in are the quiet parts, the empty streets, the soft crackling of distant fires, and the way the sky always seems to carry a little more weight than it should. Moving through the world feels steady and grounded, with a kind of thoughtful pace that gives you time to notice the little things around you. The way the game handles its action feels solid, but it's never just about the fight. It's about making your way through places that still feel like they remember what they used to be. There's something about the way you carry yourself through those spaces that makes the whole journey feel personal, like you're not just passing through, but you're quietly part of what's left. It's a story that moves at its own rhythm, giving you space to explore, space to think, and space to really feel where you are.
Reloading.
Some games quietly pull you in, not because they're big or loud, but because they make their world feel real, like you're actually walking those streets yourself. Sleeping Dogs is one of those games where the city feels alive in its own quiet way. The glow of streetlights on rainy nights, the soft hum of passing traffic, and the little side streets that make you want to slow down and just explore. What makes it special isn't only the action or the movement, though those moments are there. It's how personal the world feels as you drift from one part of the city to another, always finding new places tucked just out of sight. The way the game lets you move through the story at your own pace makes the whole experience feel steady and thoughtful, giving you time to take in the small details that others might miss. It's a game that doesn't rush you. Instead, it invites you to be part of its world for as long as you like, one careful step at a time. Some games feel like wide-open stories waiting for you to wander in and make them your own. Kingdoms of Amalur. Reckoning is one of those games that quietly gives you the freedom to explore at your own pace, moving through bright forests, peaceful villages, and winding paths that always seem to lead somewhere new. What makes it special isn't just the size of the world, but the way it feels comfortable to get lost in. Like you can take your time, try out different paths, and slowly shape your own story along the way. The way you move through battles feels smooth and steady, giving you just the right balance between careful choices and fast movement. And there's always a sense that your decisions, both big and small, really do make a difference. It's not a game that rushes you. It gently invites you to stay, to explore, and to enjoy the little things that make the world feel alive, from the quiet corners to the soft glow of the sky as you head toward whatever's waiting next.
You're going to need more than just that sword. That one had a bow. Get it?
Some games feel like quiet reflections, where the story slowly settles in and leaves something with you long after you've finished. Lost Odyssey is one of those games that takes its time, gently guiding you through a world that feels both grand and deeply personal. As you travel across wide, open lands and pass through peaceful towns, it's the small moments that really stand out. A quiet conversation, a soft memory, or a simple path that feels heavier because of the story it carries. The battles move at a steady, thoughtful pace, giving you time to figure things out without ever feeling rushed. What makes this game special isn't just the journey across distant places, but the feeling of slowly discovering who you are along the way, piece by piece. There's a calm rhythm to everything, like the game is giving you space to take it in, to explore, and to let the story grow with you. It's not about big, loud moments. It's about the quiet weight of memory and the soft pull of a world that feels like it's waiting for you to really see it. Some games quietly surprise you, not just with what they show on the surface, but with what they make you think about as you move through them. Binary Domain is one of those games where the world feels just a little off, like you've stepped into a future that looks sharp and advanced, but carries this quiet weight underneath. As you walk through the towering cities and move through the broken spaces in between, you start to notice the small things, the way the world feels lived in, the way the people around you react, and how your own choices slowly shape what happens next. The action feels steady and smooth, but what really stands out is how the game gives you time to connect with the people around you, to listen, to choose, and to feel like you're part of something more than just the mission. It's not a game that rushes you, it's one that gives you space to explore, to notice the details, and to slowly figure out what kind of story you're really stepping into.
Hey, Dan, this shit's in the way. Do something about it. Now!
Alright, so that's been a little look at 15 forgotten games that are secretly incredible today. It's been really nice just sitting here and sharing these with you. I always love talking about games that don't get mentioned much anymore, and if you've played any of these or if one of them caught your eye, I'd honestly love to hear what you think. No rush, no pressure, just if you feel like it, you can drop a comment or stick around for more quiet game chats like this. And hey, if you enjoy this kind of slow, relaxed vibe, you're always welcome to come back anytime. Thanks a lot for spending this time with me. Really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.